Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Overreacting Leagues 5 content with Kriibus. Today we have a very special new relic that was just revealed a few hours ago. And I'm not gonna lie, I think it's the biggest bait of all time and there are not many cases where you should pick it. But before we get into my biased reasons why that's the case, let's go over the relic itself. It is called the Golden God.
I am a golden god!
And it has three different things going for it. The first one is that the items you high alch give you 15% more golds than they usually would. And it has a 65% chance to not consume the item you alch. To put it very simply without getting into my greatest weakness, which is mathematics, if you buy an item for 100k from the store and high alch it, you on average get 195k back. Essentially for most of the items you buy from the store, you get double the value after alching it. So if you buy 10 rune chain bodies in Narda for 500k, you should get roughly 1 million GP back after you alch all of them with this relic. Now the best part about this is that Jagex have turned high alching into an auto clicker simulator. This is a direct quote from the relic. When cast on a stack of noted items, the high alching will automatically be recast again until your entire stack of noted items disappears. So basically you will continue to high alch over and over and over again without any input, even if you do other activities in the game. And this works extremely well with the final part of the relic, which is that instead of using bones on altar, you can now offer 20,000 GP at the altar to gain prayer experience. And this works together with the Autoc Casting high alchemy. So the idea is that you continue to high alch and gain money, and then you offer this money back to the altar, and this is all automatic until something in your inventory runs out. In simple terms, it's the fastest way to get 99 magic and 99 prayer with very little effort. And this in theory sounds like a great plan, but where else could this relic be useful? Well, number one thing is combining it with the tier 1 relics. For example, using the Lumberjack relic, which gives you millions of arrow shafts over time, can be turned into ultimate AFK magic training method. Let's say you have 20,000 arrow shafts from training woodcutting with tier 1 relic. You can just start high alching all of these shafts and leave your PC for 6 hours while you continue to train magic. It's basically like a superior version of splashing. It is absolutely perfect for someone who needs to go to work, school, sleep, whatever, and you can just leave your character to train the skill. And the same goes for fishing. Maybe you just want to catch some karambwans while you keep alching them at the same time for that sweet 25-minute AFK experience. For every karambwan you catch, you immediately high alch it, and since the fishing spot never moves, you can just chill and train your skills up. Or, like let's say, I don't know, random hypothetical situation, you are a content creator and you need to edit your videos during leagues, but you don't want to lose any progress. I can see this being an excellent AFK option while still uploading leagues content to YouTube. By the way, subscribe, I'm gonna upload a lot of leagues content to YouTube. Thank you very much. You get my point, right? You can AFK some nice points while putting almost no effort into it. And I can see how this might have an appeal for certain player base. The idea of automatically high alching wherever you go is very unique. And it definitely adds some flavor to the AFK style of gameplay. And I think this is the main audience for this relic. People who love AFK but still want that dopamine of points and levels. So now you have free 99 prayer, free 99 magic, and you have a very AFK relic that's still useful. And the final benefit of the relic is that it's essentially infinite money for the rest of the league. And this might sound very tempting at first. Infinite money is always very fun. Like good example of that is Champions Guild rune items. This is a shop that's available to everyone from the start, since Dragon Slayer 1 is automatically completed. If you pick this relic and start high alching, you're looking at roughly 25 million GP hour money maker. And that means you can basically have billions of GP by day 2, aka infinite money. It's like the fire sale relic from the last year that gave you infinite money, but with the added benefit of 99 prayer and 99 magic sprinkled on top of it. Now, I hope I convinced some of you to already pick this relic, because now I'm gonna talk about all the downsides of this and why I personally think it's not a very good option. Since we just mentioned money, let's talk about that again. This is my experience playing all 4 leagues now. I think money is the biggest bait in leagues. I have never ran into the situation where I have money problems after day 4 or day 5. Usually by the time you start PVMing, you're gonna have so many supplies that you should never worry about money again. What this relic does is basically say, hey, do you want max cash tag on day 1? That's it. I genuinely think money is bait in leagues. and people are gonna realize that again when we're into second week of leaks. You really don't need much money in this game mode to enjoy it to the fullest. Besides handful of tasks that are region specific and require a lot of money to complete, there isn't many places where you're gonna spend hundreds of millions of GP. Like yeah, the Crystal Crown in Prifddinas, it costs 250 million GP and it gives you points. Premonic has some high cost construction tasks, like the Demonic Throne is 25 million GP and so on and so on. But these are so unique tasks that you shouldn't build an entire relic around it. Maybe if you pick Premonic or Varlamore and you want to get 50 million construction experience, which is actually decent points, I think it gives you like total of 1000. This could be something to look into. Although this might be my own bias, but I actually enjoy playing leagues when there is a challenge, and getting money in leagues is one of those challenges, especially in the early game. I think if you spawn in on day 1 and basically already have infinite money after a few hours, it kinda just kills the vibe. There's no dopamine there and I didn't have to work for it. Another problem is that we already saw this exact scenario play out in previous leagues. Before League 4 started, everyone talked about how good the Fire Sale Relic is, and they were right for the first few days, but people soon realized that even though Fire Sale was exciting on the first week, it falls off pretty fast after that, and you don't really need infinite money to play the game. So when week 2 came around, we saw a pretty massive drop off for this relic, and many people preferred the other option. Once again, if we just look at it from money making perspective, this is the ultimate day 1 relic. But if you plan to play leagues for many weeks, it's very likely that the other relics of the same tier are gonna outclass this one. But to make up for it, Jagex had an extra benefit, which is 99 magic and 99 prayer, and that might be enough to convince a lot of people again. So let's look at these two options. Firstly, I think if you're going magic combat, weirdly enough, I don't think you should pick this relic. Now it might sound confusing because it's magic relic, and if you're going magic, you should pick magic relic. Well, not always. Anyone who picked magic in the previous leagues knows that it's one of the fastest combat skills to train up. Realistically, you should have 99 magic in 15 to 20 hours of gameplay, and you can get this by doing the most standard training methods. All this relic really does is get you 99 magic in 10 hours instead of 20 hours. That's it. If you're going with magic route and desert, you're gonna be on ancients most of the time anyways. You have no problem of getting max level, it just takes you 1 extra day. In fact, I think this relic is best if you go something very niche, like you decided to go melee combat and you go Mauritania. I can see this Golden God relic having a very good value there, because if you think about it, there aren't that many good prayer training methods in Mauritania. Since you took melee instead of magic, it's gonna be a lot harder to get 99 magic, and there aren't that many money making methods in Mauritania to get you started either. So you benefit from all 3 aspects of this relic and nothing goes to waste. You get 99 magic and 99 prayer on your melee account, you get money to supply everything, and it works out perfectly. And I think that's the big caveat here. It absolutely depends on which areas you pick. Do you have access to good prayer training methods like Varlamore with its passive 99 prayer built into the region, or Fremennik with Vorkat and superior Dragon Bones? Then this relic is probably not that good. Do you plan on playing more than 1 week? If you just want to log in, quickly get the last relic, unlock every cosmetic reward and then log out, this relic is perfect because it's the most powerful relic in the first few days. If you're gonna quit after 1 week, this is definitely the best option. The big question right now is if Soul Wars is going to be nerfed compared to the previous leagues. What everyone did last time around was just play Soul Wars for a few hours, collect their 1 million free prayer experience per day because the minigame rewards were amplified and repeated again every day until 99 prayer. By the end of week 2, everyone had completed their prayer grind, and every region that had prayer benefits became a lot worse. So these are the things you have to look out for. Consider your playstyle, consider your regions, and if you can't find significant value on all 3 aspects of this relic, I wouldn't recommend picking it. Like for example, I am thinking of going Varlamore and Desert, which basically solves all 3 of my problems: prayer, magic, and money making. Now the question is, do I want to pick this relic because I can AFK certain skills while I'm doing other stuff? And the answer is, I don't think I do. I don't see enough value in this relic, and I think it's the same for many players. Like even in the reveal video, Jagex showcased this being used in the wilderness, which ironically I think is one of the worst places to use it. I think wilderness and this relic actually have anti-synergy because you already make so much money and you already have a very good prayer training methods, so you simply just don't need the extra benefit of this relic. Overall, Overall, I think it has some niche case scenarios where it could be useful, but I think a lot of people are gonna fall into the same problem as last year, where it falls off drastically by week 2 and people are gonna regret picking it. But that's it from me. Let me know what you think about it and I'll see you all tomorrow with another leaks video. I love you all very much. Bye.